G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to DCS World with Mags, and welcome aboard the UH-1H Iroquois, otherwise known as the Huey. Today's video is going to be a short one. I've been recently practicing a lot of my extreme low visibility flight, and I thought I'd give you a peek at this particular little mission that I put together. It's pretty straightforward. You're in a Huey, obviously, and there is a small fleet of ships moving up the English Channel that you can, well, really choose yourself which one you want to land on. The fleet itself is moving at 15 knots, and they are all moving together, and they are spaced out far enough that with the weather as you see it, you will not be able to see one ship from the other. Navigating from the shoreline, you have to make your way to the fleet, which you do by contacting whichever ship you want to land at and requesting directions and headings from your location to that individual ship, and then you have to put it down. Seems pretty straightforward, except for the weather. The weather preset is set to snow, sleet, storm, basically the shittiest weather option that comes standard in DCS, which reduces your visibility, as you can see, to virtually non-existent. So you need to fly all the way to this, well, in this particular case I'm going to land on this carrier, using only your instruments. Unless you're below 80 feet, you will not be able to see the water while flying. If you get up above about 160 feet, you start getting some really serious wind gusts. I've actually programmed 160 to be really shitty. Starts really buffeting the helo around. So the idea is to keep it low, but still operating on instrumentation. Now there is a carrier in there somewhere. You can just start seeing the shadow coming up on the right hand side. Trying to get my own airspeed under control and stabilize the helo. This is a moving carrier, so if I do this wrong, I will go sliding off the side of the deck, or something bad will happen. Now my intention here was to tip in just behind the island, but of course the carrier is actually moving, and because I'm moving much slower than the carrier, it just simply drove away from me. Well, if it's good enough for the jets, it's good enough for me. And we slide the Huey in for a stop. However, we're not quite done yet, because I can't leave a Huey sitting out here in the middle of the runway, so we're going to have to drag this over to one of the parking areas so the Huey can be strapped down. Now again, I have to be cautious about this because there is gusts of wind going around which will buffet me even at this low altitude. Although the weather is far more polite down here, I guess is the best way to put it. But the carrier is still, of course, doing 15 knots, so I need to be cautious about lifting off. If I stay in the ground effect of the Huey, I should move with the carrier without too much of an issue. If I lift off too much, I will break from the carrier and it will start driving away from me, and I will need to reposition and re-land. And parked, ready for shutdown and strap down. Anyways, ladies and gents, this is just one of the little missions that I create to, practice various aspects of different aircraft when there isn't a mission already created for them. This one here gives you the option of 4 different types of ship to land on. The carrier is, of course, the easiest to touch down. There is a couple of cruisers and there is a couple of destroyers. Some of these destroyers just drive in a nice straight line, maintaining speed. The others actually move and zigzag around the outsides of the fleet, which requires more maneuvering. And the idea is one mission and you can steadily increase the difficulty level as you practice. Anyways, hope you enjoyed seeing the landing. Until next time, click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, take care.